First, I like to begin with a thread base. This gives the fly paint something to adhere to so it doesn't spin around the hook shank. Tie it off and trim. Then I come in with the orange UV fly paint. Now, this can only really be done with a true rotary vise like this from Zeddy. When it's perfectly round, shape that you want it, hit it with the UV lamp. Then I tie in some black Arctic fox fur. And I build a dubbing loop with Simi Seal or any other long fibered black dubbing. Wrap this forward. Tie it off. And that's egg sucking leech. You can do the same thing, just using a 2488 or 2499 hook, and just do an egg. Next, we're going to do a scud. I'm going to start the thread base with some 6/0 light tan thread. I'm going to tie in 2 pieces of wire, both small UTC wire, one ginger, one black. Next, build a dubbing loop with light olive UV ice dub and wrap this forward. Wrap these 2 pieces of wire forward, palmering it through that dubbing. Now you want to really rake out this dubbing. Trying to pull it all down, exposing the back. Now you want to trim these legs up. Now we apply the UV knot sense to the top. Feel free to let it soak in. Be more durable. You got to be careful when you're doing a fly with only the top part of it covered with this UV knot sense. You got to really let it soak into the material, allow it to be durable. And then you zap it with the UV. And there it is, the UV Back Scud. Now we're going to go with something a little smaller. I'm going to start with some red 6/0 Uni-Thread. Then I'm going to come in with 3 pieces of extra fine UTC wire. 2 of them are silver, 1 is black. Whip finish and trim the red thread. Now I'm going to tie in the 6/0 olive dun Uni-Thread. Build up a little bit of a head there in this midge, leaving just a little bit of the red thread exposed to form kind of a neck behind the olive. Now I'm going to take a black Sharpie Add just a little bit of color to the top of that. Now I take these 3 strands of wire and wrap them back toward the rear of the fly. Notice it gives it a segmented look, having one of the 3 wires being that black. Get it as far as you want it, pull it, and they snap right off. Now I coat the entire fly with the UV knot sense. Create the shape of the pupa that I want by fiddling with it with a needle or a bodkin. Make sure all the wire is coated so that they don't come unwound. And then a quick coat of head cement. Give it a really clear finish. And that's it. Iceman Midge. You can also use UV knot sense as an epoxy replacement on the head of large streamers that you're trying to secure these stick-on eyes to. Put the UV knot sense on the top here. This is a bellyache minnow streamer. And you let that knot sense soak down behind those eyes so that it ensures that they stay on through a lot of abuse. Once you have the head of the streamer just the way you want it, hit it with the UV. Now we're going to do something a little different. It's going to be a dry fly. This is my spin on an orange asher. I call this the UV asher. Tie in some saddle hackle, Grizzly. Next I tie in some of this orange dyed pearl Lateral Scale. And I build this thread base really even with this orange thread. Right to the head here. And wrap this Lateral Scale forward. Then I change thread colors to black. Build that black thread base back just a third of the hook shank there. Now I apply just a little bit of this UV knot sense. Now this is going to eliminate the need for any wire to support the quill of this hackle. Make sure that the entire body is coated with this. Just a thin coat of the UV knot sense. And I'm going to wind the hackle forward, wrapping forward, bearing that quill into the UV knot sense. As soon as I'm done, just freeze it with the UV lamp. This will make an indestructible dry fly. Then once that UV knot sense is set, whip finish. Trim the thread and hackle. There it is. Real quick, super durable UV asher.